The following program is complete nonsense. While the people and places are real, the events are entirely invented for comedy. Please do not cite this in your history paper, unless you want to fail creatively.
1492. A year every school book drills into your head. Columbus sailed the ocean blue. Brave captain, bold explorer, the man who discovered America. But the real story is that Columbus didn't discover anything. He just got scammed by the shadiest salesman in Europe, Vinnie, the map guy. Vinnie wasn't a navigator. Vinnie wasn't a scholar. Vinnie was a hustler with ink stains on his fingers and the confidence of a man who could sell a leaky boat to a drowning sailor. He had one product: maps. Were they accurate? Absolutely not. Were they imaginative? Oh yes. If Google Maps existed in the 1400s, Vinnie would have been the guy who added "Here be dragons" as a restaurant review. Picture this: Columbus sitting in a smoky tavern in Spain. He's broke, desperate, begging royals for money, trying to convince everyone that he can reach India by sailing west. No one believes him. Then in strolls Vinnie, cloak too big, teeth too small, carrying a scroll that smells suspiciously like spilled wine. Columbus blurts out, "I need a map to India." Vinnie grins. "Buddy, you're in luck. I got just the thing. Limited edition, hand-drawn, imported ink, one of a kind." He unrolls the parchment with a dramatic flourish. And what does Columbus see? Not coastlines? Not trade routes? No. The map has a sea monster in the top left corner with a speech bubble that says, "Yum." An island shaped like a goat labeled "Definitely Not Cursed." And smack in the middle of the ocean, a giant arrow with the words, "India, trust me." Columbus squints. Are you sure this is right? Vinnie slaps the map like a used camel salesman. "Kid, this is the future of navigation. You follow this baby, you'll smell curry before you even see land. Guaranteed." Columbus nods. He's convinced. And just like that, history is ruined. Fast forward a few months. Columbus and his crew are somewhere in the middle of the Atlantic. They're seasick, starving, and grumbling. "Captain, where's India? You said we'd see elephants by now." Columbus pulls out Vinnie's map and points. "Look, we're close. See this doodle of a dragon? That means we're right on schedule." The sailors stare at him like he's lost his mind. Which, technically, he has. Because Vinnie's map wasn't a map. It was basically medieval clip art. When land finally appears, Columbus plants a flag and declares, "India." The locals look at him like, who is this guy? But Columbus insists. Why? Because he trusted Vinnie, the map guy. And so an entire continent is mislabeled. Millions of people get called Indians for centuries. All because one hustler doodled "Definitely India" on a beer-stained scroll. Now, here's the kicker. Columbus eventually sails back to Spain, bragging to the king and queen. "Great news! I found India." Ferdinand and Isabella are like, "Really? Where are the spices? Where are the elephants?" Columbus hands them parrots and pineapples and says, "They were fresh out." Word spreads, scholars argue. Explorers are skeptical. But Vinnie has already skipped town. By the time anyone questions the map, he's in another tavern selling authentic moon maps. That's right, Vinnie was trying to convince people you could row to the moon if you left Lisbon at sunrise. Just follow the stars, pal. Can't miss it. And the best part, he always had a refund policy. No refunds, store credit only, expires in 30 days. Columbus complained, but what could he do? Vinnie had already sold the same India map to 3 other explorers, plus one confused goat farmer. So, history tells us Columbus was a bold visionary who discovered America. The truth, he was a guy who got catfished by Vinnie the map guy, the greatest scam artist who ever lived. Without Vinnie, Columbus might never have sailed west. He might have stayed home. The United States doesn't even exist. All because one hustler knew how to spell India in really big letters. So kids, what's the moral of the story? Simple. Don't trust strangers selling maps outside taverns. And definitely don't fund your voyages with directions that include sea monsters and doodles. Because history isn't written by the victors. History is written by guys like Vinnie the map guy, who never once told the truth, but always made rent.